Hello, my name is Morgan Dito. I'm going to be doing skill number 7 today, which is tribulating a powder in a base cream. What I'm going to be doing first is talking about my calculations. So I have 5 grams of AP powder and I have 20 grams of cream base. So for my maximum amount of AP powder, it's going to be 5.5. For my minimum amount of AP powder, it's going to be 4.5. So I can't go over 5.5 and I can't go under 4.5. For my cream base, I have 20 grams of cream base. My maximum is going to be 22 grams and my minimum is going to be 18 grams. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is talk about we'll show all the ingredients that I'm going to be using today and all the tools I'm going to be using. So of course I have my AP powder, I have my cream base, I have my weight boat and my piece of paper, so I can weigh the powder on this and the cream in this. I have my spatula, I have my alcohol wipes, I have my nylon gloves, I have my scale, and I also have my hand soap for washing, and my alcohol wipes. I'm not sure if I said that. But I also have my mortar and pestle that I'm going to be using to mix up the ingredients. And what I'm going to do now is go ahead and wash my hands. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and wash our hands. But the first thing that we're going to do is remove any jewelry. And then we are going to go ahead and turn on the water. We want it about lukewarm. Then we're going to go ahead and get our hands wet. Alright, starting to get warmer. We're going to go ahead and take some soap, put it on our hands. We're going to do circular motions and in between our fingers as well for 20 seconds. Go ahead and take our nail file and clean our fingernails as well. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and rinse our hands. Now that our hands are all rinsed, we're then going to grab another paper towel to go ahead and turn off the water. Then we're going to grab another paper towel to go ahead and blot our hands dry. Now that our hands are all clean and manicured, we are all ready to go ahead and start measuring. Alright, now that our hands are all clean, we are then going to put on our pair of nylon gloves. Alright, our gloves are all on. What we're going to do now is that we're going to get some alcohol wipes and we're going to clean all of our appliances before we begin any weighing and mixing. So I got my piece of alcohol. I'm going to go ahead and start with my scale. then we're gonna allow that to air dry. Then I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off my spatula. And we're gonna go ahead and allow that to dry. Then we're gonna go ahead and wipe down our boat, our weight boat. And we're gonna allow that to air dry. Then we're gonna grab another alcohol to wipe down the rest of my stuff. So the mortar, we're gonna go ahead and wipe that down with alcohol. Make sure it's really clean before we mix anything in it. Alright, and then we're also gonna wipe down the pestle. Allow that to air dry, and then we just have to wipe down our piece of paper, and we are all set. I'm gonna do both sides, make sure they're all clean. All right. Now that we have gone ahead and cleaned all of our appliances, now we're going to go ahead and start measuring. So, for our AP powder, we need exactly 5 grams. So I'm gonna use a piece of paper to do that. I'm also gonna go ahead and turn on my scale and make sure it's at 0. Now that it's at 0, I'm gonna let you observe that. All right, it's at 0 grams. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my piece of paper on there, and I'm gonna press tear just in case that paper had any weight to it. And I am gonna go ahead and get my AP powder and measure out 5 grams. Alright, now that I have 5 grams of the AP powder, I'm going to let you observe that. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 5 grams of AP powder and set it to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab another alcohol wipe, and I'm going to wipe down my scale in my spatula so that way I can measure my cream base onto the scale next. So my powder kind of got everywhere.
Oh, Mommy.
Alright, and I'm wiping down my spatula. And we're gonna let that air dry really good. Now that that is all air dried, we are now going to go ahead and show you that this scale is at 0 and that we are going to put our weight boat on our scale. And it has 2.3 grams on the weight boat, so we're going to press tare to make it at 0. Now that it's at 0, we are going to need 20 grams of cream base. Alright, now that I have 20 grams of the cream base, I'm going to go ahead and let you observe that. Alright, now that I have my 20 grams, I am now going to take another alcohol wipe and clean off my spatula. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and wipe down my spatula real fast before we start mixing and all that. And allow that to air dry. So we have 20 grams of cream base and we have 5 grams of AP powder. And we're going to be using our mortar and pestle to mix it up. But what I have to do first is I have to put this into 3 so that way I can mix 1/3 at a time. So my first step is going to be taking half of the cream base and putting it in my mortar. So I have half of it. And then I'm going to take 1/3 of my powder. Move those aside. And then what we're going to do now is we are actually going to press the ingredients into each other, and then we're going to go ahead and go in circular motions to get it all mixed in together. So, pressing it in just to get all that powder in there. Alright, and now we're going to start going in circular motions. Now that I've mixed my 1/3 and my half of my cream base, I'm gonna let you see that it is all mixed up and there's not anything defined. And then I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my, okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add another 1/3 of the powder into our mixture, mix it up a little bit, and then we'll add in our the other half of our cream base in here, and then we'll add in the last 1/3 of the powder. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and get that 1/3 of the powder in there. Now that I have that 1/3 in there, I'm gonna go ahead and press it in and then go in circular motions to mix it up. Now that we have mixed our 2 AP powders and we've got it all down, I'm gonna show you that it's completely clean. Well, there is no, powder, or it's all one color. And we did half the base and we did 2 of the powder so far. So now I have another 1/3 of powder and the half of the base that I have to mix in it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my other half of base in. All right, and now that's all out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing it in so it's well incorporated, and we're gonna push it in and go in circular motions. Alright, and now that that is all mixed in, the second half of the cream base, I'm going to add my last 1/3 of powder. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and begin to push the ingredients into the cream and mix it up. Into circular motions. Then I'm going to take my spatula, get some of that off of my pestle so I can make sure it's all well and incorporated. Okay, now that I've mixed my second half of the cream base, and I've mixed my last 1/3 of the cream base. I'm going to show you that is all well incorporated. Alright, and now what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and discard of our concoction we made, and we are going to go ahead and move over to the sink and wash out all of our appliances. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on my water. I want it about lukewarm. And I'm going to go ahead and start taking my things and washing them. Now that my mortar is clean, I'm going to move on to the next thing, my spatula. Spatula is clean. Now the sparkle, pestle, alright, now the pestle is clean. I'm going to go ahead and do my wheat boat. Alright, my wheat boat is all clean. And I'm going to do my piece of paper as well. Is off. We're going to allow those to air dry. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take a piece of paper towel and we're going to turn off our water. Then we're going to take another paper towel and we're going to go ahead and blot our hands dry. Now our hands are all clean and all of our utensils are clean. Our weight boat, we just have to allow them to air dry and then we're going to go ahead and clean our other appliances as well. Alright, now that all of our appliances are all air dried, I am now going to go ahead and alcohol them down. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe down my scale. And we're going to go ahead and let that air dry. Wipe down my mortar. that to air dry. And our pestle. And allow that to air dry. Our piece of paper. I'm gonna re-wipe that since I dropped it. Alright, we're gonna allow that to air dry. Then we're gonna go ahead and get another alcohol wipe and wipe down our boat and our spatula. Allow that to air dry and our spatula. Alright, and now that that is all air dried, I'm gonna go ahead and allow that all to air dry, and I have no CR form I need to complete. I cleaned with alcohol, and now I'm gonna go ahead and throw away my gloves, dispose of them, and throw them away. All right, thank you.